everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Shay.
I'm Starr.
And this is Sip Therapy. If you're new, welcome to our channel.
So if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can see our future videos.
Also, you can follow us on Instagram at SipTherapy101. Alright guys, so real quick, we just wanted to give a special shout out to our homeboy Teddy, aka DJRUXSPIN. He hooked us up with this fly ass gear for our video today. His Beard brand clothing. Okay, so guys, he's gonna be having a pop-up shop in Harlem, April 25th on 246 and Lenox Ave, New York.
Check him out.
You can go on his Instagram, follow him at BEARDBEARCLOTHIng. That's BEARDBEARCLOTHING. And you can put in your orders online and yeah, these fly ass sweatsuits.
We also got bags.
Yep.
And we got our t-shirt. He also has
Yes.
Instagram. So we're gonna link everything in our description box so you guys just check out.
Yes, check out our homie
Support
DJRUXSPIN. Teddy, we love you.
Love you, Teddy. Thank you.
So in today's video, Star and I want to discuss with you guys adulting. Being an adult, what it means. How did you guys realize you became adults? You know, when did that reality hit you? Like, you're just not a damn kid anymore.
Right.
Because it damn sure smacked me in my face.
Yeah, mine too. So, for today's drink,
Yes.
we're drinking Copper Cocktail.
Apple cocktails on deck.
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmo.
And these are so yummy. Like, I love
I really like the Apple cocktails. Yeah, they have some really nice mixed drinks. And it's cute because it's in the little, like, shaker canister. I mean, it's a glass. But it's super cute. It's 15% alcohol. It's a nice little go-to drink if you're entertaining and you just don't want to make the drinks. You just throw it in the freezer or pour it over ice, and it's good to go. So cheers, girl. Enjoy.
I am. See me drinking?
All right, so let's just hop right into our discussion. What makes you an adult? What makes you an adult? When did you realize you became an adult?
So I feel like, I realized I became an adult when I made an adult choice to have a child at a young age.
Okay.
So that's why I mean, it didn't really hit me that, okay, you're an adult. Because, I'm 16, I didn't know, like, what was in the future of, my decision. So, I made that life-changing decision, and I feel like that's when I guess, physically became an adult, but not necessarily mentally. What about you?
I would agree that motherhood definitely set it off for me. Like, when I'm just like, man, I'm grown, I'm an adult, I'm responsible for another person, so that means the moves that I have to, like, make right now are that of an adult. I mean, I didn't have my daughter when I was 15, but I was I think I was 20 when I had her, because on my 21st birthday, I couldn't drink because I was breastfeeding. So, yeah, you remember I had to, like, poke myself in the alley?
Oh my god!
Right, pump and dump. But, yeah, definitely. I would say that my mental became adult-like when I had my daughter, because I just wasn't responsible for myself anymore. I was responsible for another person. So therefore I couldn't just keep making the normal typical moves. Staying out all night long, like, you have a kid at home.
Right.
You gotta make sure somebody's watching your baby. What about the choices that you make outside of parenthood, qualifying you as an adult? Because there are many people that don't have children till later on in life. And you have young men and women out there that are, very mature. So, I would say maybe your maturity level definitely qualifies you to be an adult.
Right. When, especially when you're in high school and you have to fill out all these applications for college.
Yeah.
There's deadlines that you have to meet. That definitely tests your mind. Like, you know,
Right.
as getting older, like, you know, how are you going to be moving forward? You know, are you going to be the one to slack off?
Right.
Or are you going to be the one to get things done? Like, this feels
Also, independence, right? Because you mentioned being able to fill out applications, whether it's for college, whether it's for health insurance, or, you know, anything. You know, I know many adults now that have a hard time filling out applications.
yeah, I know.
Who still needs somebody else to do it for them. So,
Let me tell you, I used to have, like, my aunt would always be filling out my application. She would always fill out my application. Like, I didn't know, like, none of this stuff.
but that's real, that's reality. There are many
That's
people
real.
that, you know, kind of had that person to hold
outlet.
their hand and lead them to do certain things. So,
I mean, sometimes I even still go to her.
but you think you can, like,
I could definitely
you can hold your
maneuver.
own, right?
Yeah.
But can I just tell you, sometimes, like, I always sit down and I'm like, damn. Like, I did a lot of stuff by myself without my mom, you know? And sometimes being an adult, you forget, like, you're still the same person you've always been to an extent, right? So you, like, for me, I still have a childlike mind, but I have the maturity level of an adult. Like, I still feel like that young Shay who likes to have fun and but, you know, I am a grown-ass woman with responsibilities, and I tend to, but, like, I want to play and have fun too.
Right.
And sometimes you get lost in that adult life, you know?
Because I guess people think, like, being an adult, everything is serious.
Yeah.
Serious, deadlines, can't be late, you gotta be on time. Like, you know, everything is super strict and whatever. But you gotta relax. Enjoy life
definitely.
too. You gotta enjoy life too.
It can't be all work and no play.
Right.
Like, you work hard, you play hard.
Exactly.
Definitely. So, what about some of the decisions, like, people make in life, you know, or, like, some adults? You can't necessarily say they're not an adult. Like, once you hit a certain age, you're an adult, right?
So, what's the appropriate age? What is it, like 18? You're an adult?
By law, they say
by
you're an
law.
adult, but, like, 18-year-olds are not adults.
No.
There's some years. 18, 19, shit, even 20-year-olds, like,
I feel like maybe 21. No, I want to say 25.
right.
I want to say 25 because, you know, 21, you're still out here having fun, living it, doing it, you know?
But having fun doesn't necessarily mean you're not an adult,
No.
right? I just think,
Like, you didn't, like, I want to go out, like, I want to have fun with my friends. Like, I don't want to think about responsibilities and stuff like that.
right.
That's what I mean.
Right. You know, it just all takes me back to, like, the first thing that I said about the level of maturity. You know, I know many grown people my age, and some of them just don't have, you know, the maturity level where I would say, you know, you're a grown-ass person, you're an adult, like, you're doing it. Like, they're just, you know, irresponsible, you know, just dipping and diving and doing whatever. And, you know, there is, listen, when I say this, I'm not saying it because there's something wrong with it. I'm just saying, are in your 30s, still living in your mama's house, and not really working towards anything, like, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's you know, that's not adult-like. If you are trying to save to buy a house, or you're in school,
Now,
whatever the case may be, I get it.
Yeah, but, like, if you're living there and
Right.
sucking up all the food,
Right.
grow
I
up. Just grow up.
Listen, judgment free. I just don't think that's adult-like sometimes, because
But I understand that people, like, our age are still living with their parents, but they're saving to
right,
get an apartment or even a house.
right. How does role models play into adulthood?
Well, I feel like, you know, people that you surround yourself with when you're younger, the people you look up to, and you're like, you know what, I want to have a child. You know,
Right.
So like my aunt would be my number one role model. My cousin too.
So you're saying like maybe the people that you look up to helps you mold yourself into the type of person, the type of adult you want to be.
Absolutely. Even like, you know, superficial people like, you know, Claire Huxtable. Or like, you know,
no, definitely
Vivian on like Fresh Prince, you know.
Viv. I mean, they were definitely
not the second one, but the first one.
Right. It is what it is. It is what it is.
You know.
No, I definitely agree. There are definitely some positive black female role models on television that we all grew up watching. Remember Dee from Moesha?
Yes.
I mean, she was a good one. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, you can look at those type of people on TV and say, wow, like I want to be like that when I grow up.
Definitely.
You can definitely use that to help you mold yourself into the type of person you want to be. Definitely, you know how many black men love Uncle Phil? You know,
like he made such an impression on people.
Definitely.
Like,
and there are real men like that in the world.
Yeah.
You know, there's definitely real men like that in the world. And there are real women like Claire Huxtable. I mean, look at Michelle Obama.
Right. That's another role model.
Right. So, okay, I can see how people you look up to and the people that, you know, you grew up around.
So mold yourself into, you know, the woman or man that you want to be. And like,
oh my God, you know that commercial? Is it Progressive? No, it's not a Progressive. Is it Allstate?
The old people.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I don't want to be.
It
turns into your. No, that is me. It's Progressive.
Yes.
That's me to the max. I was just telling my mom that this week. And like, I kept saying I'm not gonna be my mom, but I'm like so my mom.
Definitely. Like you saw the one where there was like somebody was on speakerphone. It was like nobody wants to hear your conversation.
Right.
Because you know older people tend to have their phone on speaker. Like why?
Right. But I'm like my mom in a sense because I'm the person that wakes up and immediately starts cleaning before I get out the house, and then I'm late getting out the house. That's my mom. My mom has always done that. Yeah, she's always done that. And when I was younger, I used to be like, what the heck? Like, why do you have to do X, Y, and Z before we get out the house? And now look at me. I'm doing X, Y, and Z before I get out the house. So, and
turning into your mom. That's another way you can realize what you're turning into.
When you become your parent. Definitely, when you become your parents, you have hit it. Like, you made it. You're an adult. You're doing things the way you're supposed to.
It's so crazy.
So, like, I think a part of adulthood is when you are making mindful, conscious decisions that you know, that are the right things to do.
Right, like you gotta think out the consequences of your actions. You know, because when you're young and you're doing whatever, you're not thinking about consequences. You're just doing it for the moment. But as an adult, you need to think about what's gonna happen after.
Right, you're thinking about your next 3 steps after you make that first step. Like, if I do this, what's going to happen? Like, you're weighing out all your possibilities. And do you feel like that sometimes takes the fun out of it?
I mean, but you're being logical about it.
Right.
You live in reality. Like, you can't do something and not have a consequence for it, you know?
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Like, for example, there are times where there are some things that I want, you know, frivolous things that cost a couple $100, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it.
Right. Yup.
And I buy it, and then I'm stuck. Like, damn, I ain't got no money for the week. But now, like, what I'm learning to do is like I will literally talk myself out of buying something. Like, I will reason with myself. I'm having a whole conversation with myself, and that's where I said, like, your mindful decisions and choices to do the right thing definitely puts you on that path to becoming like a responsible adult.
Going back to the shopping thing. Like, I'm a shopaholic.
Me too.
But yeah, I kind of, now I'm starting to, you know, talk myself out of things. Like, I'm like, do I really need this?
Yeah.
How long am I going to use this item for?
Right.
Or if it's clothes, like if it's a dress, like, am I going to wear this again? Like, these are the things that goes on in my mind before I have to buy something.
Right. Do you think it's wise to spend what you have now, right? Or just save it and then not spend, or save for a rainy, like, do you have a rainy day fund?
Yes, I do.
Me too. And I'm not gonna lie, this year is the first year like I actually have a rainy day fund.
Okay.
And I feel pretty good about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I started mine last year, actually.
Okay.
So whenever I get paid, I pay myself first, and then the rest just goes to bills, tuition, whatever, you know.
Right.
So because I read in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you gotta pay yourself first.
Absolutely.
You gotta pay yourself first, because you know you need extra money at your fingertips for whatever reason. So that's my way of, you know, saving that money. So I just pay myself first, and then the rest of the people can get whatever.
That sometimes I feel like I'm working to pay bills. I don't like that. So yes, I have my rainy day fund, but I also like to spend. I also like to shop. You just can't take it once you're dead. So I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor right here now when I can, and it is what it is, right? But I do think you should be responsible about it.
Definitely.
Like, don't take your last $100 to go out to the club and have a good time, and you ain't got no money to buy food or anything, or get to work, transportation for work. Like, don't do that.
You know, I hope that during this pandemic, like, it
Walk people a lot, right?
People's minds.
So what else?
What was the hardest thing for you to learn as an adult?
The hardest lesson that I had to learn as an adult was there's no do-overs. You know, like, there's really not that much room to make certain mistakes, because, you know, as an adult you don't get time back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You gotta use your time very wisely.
yeah.
And did you notice, as an adult, like, time goes so fast?
Yeah, because we're doing so much.
Yeah.
We're doing so much. We don't have that carefree life anymore.
Exactly. When we were kids, like, I couldn't wait till freaking 13, 16, 18, and 21. After that, it was just like, damn, let's slow down. Like,
Yeah, I remember, like, yesterday how many times I've said to my mom, I can't wait till I'm grown. I can't wait till I'm out of the house and Well, guess what? I want to go back home.
yeah.
I don't want to pay rent no more. I want to go home, mommy. Yeah, definitely, you know, just realizing that you don't have enough room to make big errors. Because sometimes it's hard to come back from that. And one of the biggest errors that I did make was right out of high school. I got petitioned, like, for a lot of credit cards, and I opened up about 2 of them, and then I opened up like another third one, and you know, my credit was shot. My credit was shit.
Okay.
And you know, as an adult now, I'm looking at it like you need credit to get certain things. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm 2-3 years out from wanting to buy a house, and I have that much time to build my credit back up. So, you know, definitely that's one of the biggest mistakes. And I'm in my mid-30s.
Right.
And I had all of my 20s to build my credit, and I spent all of my 20s destroying it.
You know, in high school, I feel like they should really teach this to high school kids. I mean, there are like orientation and, you know, something in college that has like some type of financial literacy class or something like that. But I feel like it needs to start in high school, maybe even like 8th grade.
Well, let's be a little bit more specific. I think they should bring it to urban neighborhoods. Okay,
Yeah.
and teach minorities about credit, because they definitely do in other areas.
In my hard knock life experience
I know.
was co-signing for people. Like,
Oof,
I
girl.
didn't know what I was getting into. Like, I was with somebody, my ex, and you know, I co-signed a card, and thank God he was like really responsible with it. And you know, and then like when we weren't together anymore, I was like, okay, I don't need this credit card anymore, so I'm gonna close it. My score dropped like 2 points because I didn't know that the longer you have credit, the better it is.
Yeah.
So I just closed that whole card and my credit went down. That was not fun for me.
Definitely. I mean, I've had like people say they don't co-sign for their partners, you know, and listen, co-signing, I feel like you really have to like trust that person, like with your life, because you know, even if you break up, you know, you got lucky, but what if you have a bad breakup and that person's like, F your credit?
I know. I don't know what to think.
We gonna sip on that one. I don't think I would ever co-sign for anybody other than my child, and even that, that child gotta be trustworthy.
Yeah.
Because your kids be the first ones to F up your credit. So
because they don't know what they're doing. You gotta talk to them.
what about relationships with people?
Oh, that's a good one.
We were talking about this earlier, like how like maybe one person has an issue with another, like specifically, it doesn't even matter whether you're family, friends, or whatever. To me, being an adult means that if you have an issue with somebody, you don't go on social media and blast them out.
I agree.
Don't talk about them behind their backs.
I agree.
And if you feel that hurt, maybe you should
just gotta
talk to the person.
Yeah, pull them to the side and, you know, see what's going on. Like, do a check-in. Like, you know, I've been feeling this type of way. Like, you know, the thing that I like about relationships is, like, when you're in one, like, you have somebody that's, like, a fixer. You have somebody that understands and hears you and says, how are we going to solve this?
Yeah.
What is the solution? That's what I like in a relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I would say I'm a fixer. I'm a fixer, and then I'm also like a saboteur. In the sense that sometimes I can hold a grudge.
Yeah, me too.
I can hold a grudge.
I can hold a big grudge. Like,
yeah.
I don't forget shit. Like, I'll forgive you, but I don't necessarily forget what you did. And then, like, it plays in my mind. Like, you know, because I know the pattern or whatever. And,
I mean, but that's valid, though. You can forgive, but you shouldn't forget.
Right.
You forget, then, you know, you get shocked when somebody does it against you. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I'm a fixer because sometimes, like, I consciously have to get myself out of holding a grudge and being upset and not voicing my opinion or voicing my issues. So, like, you know, there are times where, like, back and forth, and then I'm like, okay, well, what's the issue? Like, say what it is. Like, 'cause sometimes, you know what you get dismissive. Like,
I'm very dismissive.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm very dismissive.
I don't want to talk about it no more.
I'm keeping my
No,
peace.
it's done.
Like,
it's alright.
It's
No,
over.
we'll just do it this way. And I'm like, no, we're not just gonna do it this way because you don't want to talk about it. Like, say what's on your mind, and maybe we can find some middle ground. Like, the hell?
Compromise.
Yes. That is definitely a big role of being an adult, is finding compromise.
Be a fixer.
I like fixing. Because
Like, to cause you problems all the time. Like, you wake up, like, I'm gonna cause a problem.
there's
today.
people in the world that like strife, that thrive off of strife.
Why?
I don't know.
I can't wrap my head around that.
Like, if there's no dysfunction, they can't function.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I feel like if you really want a certain outcome, you want your life to go a certain way, you'll put in the work to make it happen, get it done, and change your ways. You know, and that's what it is to be a responsible adult. Never for anybody else.
Right. Just because somebody says something that you don't like or whatever, make sure that you're okay with it or not okay with it. And you change it for yourself for the better.
Yeah, definitely. You can't make changes for other people. You have to be happy
for yourself.
within your own skin.
So, thank you guys for joining us in our conversation for today.
Yes.
You know, adulting can be super hard.
Yeah.
Challenging.
Definitely. You know, knowing that you grew up is just stressful in itself.
Yes.
If you guys enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can get all the notifications of the future content that we're going to post.
Well, that's it for today. So hope you guys enjoy your day.
Yeah, bye.